we know that Wolverine is making his entrance into the MCU, even if it's not until Phase 5 or even Phase 6 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially after an Easter egg drop in a recent episode of the Disney Plus series She-Hulk Attorney at Law. But when you raise the issue of that character, it's so hard not to discuss whether Hugh Jackman would ever return to play the part, even if it's just once more, all multiverse saga style. Hugh Jackman, quite frankly, has said for the last few years' time that he won't ever come back to play the part again, but not everyone out there believes his representations, given how secretive Marvel itself asks its actors to be, sometimes even up to the launch of a movie or Disney Plus series itself. Or have you forgotten Spider-Man No Way Home already? Anyhow, when it comes to Jackman playing Wolvie, I know, you could be very torn. Will he, won't he, or quite frankly, should he even do it? Or honestly, has that ship sailed and should everyone just let it be? Well, we're going to talk about all of this right now. Welcome back to the Mama Saga, where this Marvel-loving mama is a mother and lawyer by day, but breaks down comic book sagas, movies, and shows like She-Hulk by night. Subscribe to the channel so you can join me for the after-party live streams following each episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on the days that they drop. Now, let's unpack this one angle at a time. First of all, should Jackman play Wolvie again? This one seems easy, right? Hugh Jackman basically channeled Wolverine. He pulled that character off and was so committed to the part, and everyone seemed to love him as that character. Don't forget, Jackman's first American production was the Bryan Singer-directed X-Men that was released in 2000, and before that, the actor had really been on the stage and not on the screen, so the whole thing was a rough transition for him, but he pulled it off, and whether he planned for things to work out the way they did or not, that character helped him launch his career, and he became synonymous with that role as a result. Even when Jackman announced that the 2017 movie Logan would be his last run playing Wolvie, fans just couldn't accept the news. They went into hardcore denial. They've clamored for his return, and that even included fellow actor Ryan Reynolds, who really and truly wanted Hugh Jackman to be a bigger part of the Deadpool franchise. He even publicly reacted to Jackman's announcement pertaining to his Wolverine-based swan song, calling it selfish on Twitter. Countless Marvel-based sources had predicted, especially over, say, the last 2 years or so, that Hugh Jackman is going to reprise his role as Wolverine, and of course, the fan base lapped such representations up. There's part of my heart that still belongs to Hugh Jackman playing the Wolverine role, to be sure, but it's time to play contrarian. Even though you may be passionately connected to the idea of Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, it's a fair question to ask. Should Jackman not play Wolvie again? Aside from maybe a quick appearance as, say, fan service, like a cameo as part of a multiverse saga-related tale, I have to tell you, and I say this with a heavy heart, nah, Hugh Jackman should not come back as Wolverine, either on his own as a vigilante or part of the X-Men or Mutants team. Don't get it twisted. I respect Hugh Jackman as an actor. I really do. I know he really put his body through the ringer in order to maintain the physique and the mindset that the part demanded of him. He pulled off that role like a champ, and it'll be hard in one sense to see someone else play him in the MCU. But that's where we have to see everything go, folks. It's time for someone else to have the role. Why? Well, 2 reasons. First reason, because mutants in general, and once they officially make an appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, X-Men specifically, are going to be a long-term staple moving forward. And let's face it, Hugh Jackman's already played Wolverine for 2 decades, a generation's worth of time. Do you know what I mean? He's been in 9 movies as Logan and or Wolverine. My goodness. And he's a member of Generation X, currently at 53 years old. And while I don't want to sound ageist, especially because I am a member of his generation, I mean, come on, the part of Wolverine really should be performed by someone who's younger and can commit themselves, body and mind, to that role for the long haul. Think about it. 20 years from now, Hugh Jackman would be 73 years old. Seriously? We're going to ship that concept that a 70-something individual is going to be hacking an adamantium claw, slashing their way through evil with bulging muscles and a set of washboard abs? No. Even I say no, and I hate saying it. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Your thoughts definitely are valid. Mama cares. Considering where the storytelling from that previous era brought that character, specifically where the ending of the movie Logan left Hugh Jackman's version of Wolverine, well, I won't spoil the ending of that movie, but if you've seen it, you know why I'm saying this. The storyline for that version of Wolverine brought things to a sensible conclusion. It made sense to end that particular variant or version of that character's storyline in such a manner. So to reopen that door now it wouldn't really make any sense. If you know, you know. Know what I mean? But if you don't know, you can watch the movie Logan and enjoy it for yourself. And then circle back to us. And I'm sure you'll understand why Hugh Jackman really should not be returned actively into the MCU. The version of that character, well, that character's arc is complete. And I haven't forgotten the second reason. What is it? Jackman's honestly already emotionally parted ways with that character and has moved on. Even recently in an interview, Jackman said, No, the Wolverine character is done for me. In a separate interview, he discussed how he knew what the movie Logan represented for his rendition of the character. And he was at peace with the fact that the character arc was over for Logan. And then he admitted, quote, "It's still a character I hold close to my heart, but I know it's done," unquote. Money isn't everything, folks. I don't think all the money in the world could have Hugh Jackman return to a character that demands so much, both physically and mentally, from a man even half his age. And if his head isn't in the game, well, I think it's time to bless and release the concept of Hugh Jackman playing that role and look forward to a host of younger men who have either been fan cast or are quite possibly actively in talks with Marvel to take the role of Wolverine and put their own spin on it. It's time. Now, when it comes to the issue of a fan favorite playing or returning to play after a hiatus an iconic Marvel character, I previously made a video entitled Iron Man Returning Thanks to She-Hulk, where, of course, I focused on whether or not Robert Downey Jr. should reprise his role as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. And there's some similar thoughts going on in that video as compared to this video. So if you missed it, definitely watch the Iron Man video after you're done watching now. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to the Mama Saga for more comic book saga breakdowns. Thanks for watching. See you next time.